Good evening, everyone. Time for this week's silver update. Wanted to do the update on Sunday night for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't have time to get to it, and also wanted to move the weekend one just to on the later, so I can summarize some of the articles that come out on the weekend and see how supply shakes out over the weekend as well. So I've drawn a trend channel. We're still falling. We seem to be falling in what appears to be shaping up to be a falling trend channel. It looks like, according to that channel, we should rally somewhere up towards 2850. If this MACD is a good read on the 2 hour, we should see that rally. If not, you never know, we might have a catastrophic failure. My next support price is right here. Clear support here is at 25. And if we do get there, it may be a little bit more difficult to get through there, but that would be a good entry point as well. No one knows for sure where we're going, but again, that's just a paper price. I wanted to point out on the daily chart where we are with this MACD. Actually, back off one to the 8 hour, and you can see right here we are now down to almost equal to the lows over in here, which was roughly a year ago. So if this holds, that's a very healthy correction to not give back a lot of price. So we're still looking very healthy. You never know, the bottom could fall out, but if we continue to do what we've been doing and we go up from here, then it will have worked off a lot of overbought condition. And out one is the daily, and on the daily we're down to about here. It's going to take quite a bit of falling to get down to the old low of over here, but if you remember, that's when we went below $9. There's a lot of people who really believe in silver who would give their eye teeth to see $9 silver again. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the lowest you're going to get is right here, about 21, and that's if we get a serious deflation scare. Now, there is some stuff that's starting to indicate that, and then there's stuff that isn't. We got a report out of, I think it was Brazil, raising interest rates or something. It really clocked silver, and they tied that together on the news, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Economic slowdown story, I don't know if I buy that. One of the reasons why I'm not really seeing that, take you over to a palladium chart here. Now, people say that silver is a more sensitive economic metal. It's not like gold, and we saw that in the fall of 2008, that gold did not fall nearly as sharply as silver did. But if you look here, actually palladium fell more sharply than either one. Well, silver from 21 down to 9, and more than cutting. This is yeah, okay. This is 150. This is 600 to 150. Okay, that's down 75%. That's where palladium fell. Now, as you can see, palladium is not even moving down. It's not even backing off. In fact, it's just within. It's just within a couple days of its recent all-time high of $825. And palladium, that is not a monetary metal as much as it is a industrial metal. Same thing with platinum, although platinum is more of a monetary metal than palladium. But the two, they're from the same group, and they kind of function in industry the same. They're pretty much substitutable for each other in catalytic converters, and that's why you see the price spike that we saw in the past. Okay, so here we are with platinum, and platinum is pretty much untouched. Again, now it has not reached the high that it reached back in early 2008, and you can see platinum got destroyed as well. So actually, for your money, if you were going to buy platinum, palladium would have been better buys than gold and silver back here in the low. But that makes sense to me. We continue to see these deflation scare stories. I think they're going to get weaker and weaker. Back at that time, I remember seeing a deflation scare story with the Aussie dollar. I'll show you that chart real quick. Now you can see the same thing that was in the Canadian dollar. I didn't have any Forex account at that time. I certainly wished I did. I would have loved to have bought the Australian dollar at 60 cents. Now, as you can see, we've actually run to parity with the dollar. This whole thing was just plain stupid. It was the Fed and the Paulson and the rest of these Wall Street and pinstripe bandits, government criminals, basically manipulating the market and crashing it to try to bring on their deflation scare. And they crashed the Australian dollar. Now, the Australian dollar is a resource-based economy, resource-based currency. So I knew at that time that it's an unbelievable buy. Like I said, I wasn't in a position to buy it. But now we saw the same thing with the Canadian dollar. Let's see. This is our... Well, you know, we're not seeing the same kind of rally in the Canadian dollar. We had a rally here and then a failure. But the Canadian dollar was... let's see. This must not be U.S. Canadian. Let's make sure that's right. Yeah, it is U.S. Canadian. So we were here and then we crashed down to here and then we've rallied back up. I was looking at this peak. This is back in 2003. A little bit different economies. Canada and Australia are somewhat comparable. Kind of resource-based, left-leaning socialist types. I don't know if there's really a way to describe it. Not nearly as many problems. I would say Canada probably has more problems, but Australia seems to be running a pretty big housing bubble. So anyway, I said all that to say this. It doesn't appear we're in a deflation scare. This appears to be a technical correction in the price of silver. And so I wanted to look at a couple sites here, what we're looking at for the actual physical price. The big three that I consider the big three, APMEX. Now we've got 2011 rolls or singles going around 30 bucks, 30-35 for monster boxes. Unlimited supply. If you type in the box, it looks like they don't have a limitation on that. It says just listed, so they're in stock. And I encourage you to get them if you can. And this is actually very healthy because if the prices drop really drastically, that makes these people potentially in a loss position because they may have purchased their inventory at a higher price and now the price is falling, and you know, something like that happened back in 2008 where the price dropped so drastically that these guys would have been selling at a loss. So this is actually healthy to have a slow decline, and they're still able to sell it off and people are still able to buy, and you know what the record numbers of Eagles are now. They're going crazy this month. We're looking at maybe a 5 million coin month, maybe even higher. The next one is Gainesville, and we've got full monster boxes for 15,530. That's about 30, but a little over 30 bucks a coin. Here we are rolls for a little over 30 bucks a coin. So same thing. Last one is Tulving, and Tulving has got pre-2011 opened mint boxes for $229 over spot, and he lists spot as $27.55, so that's $29.55, $29.80. That's under 30 bucks. You can get opened boxes from Tulving. If you want a sealed box, it's going to cost you 30 cents more over. He's got a really neat feature here. As you can see, he's quoting a buy price. That's really pretty tight. And you can see he's got a buy price here for the 2011 sealed mint boxes, $2.10 per coin above spot. He's selling it for $2.59 above spot. So he's got a 49-cent spread. 49-cent spread is pretty decent, considering that the price of silver is around 30 bucks, or price of this coin is around 30 bucks. So that's 1/60th. That's 1.5%, even less than 1.5%. So I'm very impressed with Hannes Tolving for offering this, and that really creates a liquid market for the physical. Now, of course, shipping a monster box is going to cost some extra money, but still, it's an encouraging sign to see a physical market shape up like that. So, not seeing a physical shortage, that's to be expected. People aren't withholding supply. That's very healthy for the market because it's going to just slowly be dribbled out and gobbled up, and we know that there's just not nearly enough silver to go around. So, we're not looking at a deflation scare yet. If we get there, I'll let you know. Talk to you next time.